maybe something like, this is the thing I find myself saying a lot, and I don't know if I'm ever clear enough, but I'm also working on getting clear, which is that like what we call thought starts as movement. And I'll say that again, what we call thought starts as movement. So I'm like kind of deep in figuring out what that means. It feels like a big truth to me, if there are any big truths. And it's something like the decision-making processes that my very cells make intelligently, that they're not following a plan, they're emergently, generatively, like doing their thing in response to each other in community from the time we're conceived to now. And so there's an illusion of control that I think, like, that my brain or nervous system are doing it, which I think is just a Western scientific interpretation of like ego illusion. And so underneath, like, or inside of, however we want to dimensionally describe it, like underneath my verbal thought, what does thought feel like without words? Is it an emotional feeling in my body? Is it a sensation that I can't name? Is it a pattern of movement I do? How does the thought even manifest in my relational patterns, like in my relationships? How does the very like fine-tuned, incredible, miraculous decision making of all of my cells at every moment that I can't think about in a way we think of thinking, that I can't manage, like that to me is where thinking starts, and is equally as intelligent as me being able to talk to you right now and put words to things. There's something super important for us as linguistic beings, and it's not the whole story. And I see that getting in the way of people being able to feel what thought is beyond words.
And why does that feel so important and so juicy for you?
Because as important as language is, it gets in the way of us feeling ourselves. It's like one tool among many. And there's something important about, to me, I'm even just going to say, like, in my communities, like politically on a grand scale, and in how I like know myself and relate to others, there's something really important in remembering that like the grassrootsness of my cells doing their thing that I don't have to manage or attend to will happen best if I'm not managing or attending to it. And that those parts of me, the cells, decided to grow a nervous system because for some, they needed this more complex system of semi-central communication, but it's not in charge. So that's part of it too, is that that's the like Western scientific way of engaging with ego illusion without knowing it, is like the brain is doing all the thinking, like maybe my nervous system's important too, but everything else is inert. There's this unexamined dualism in it that I think inhibits us from being our most choiciest selves.
It's the part that starts to feel very mushroom trippy for me.
Totally, totally. It
Listening to
always
you
goes
talk about
there, which I mean, and that's an important part of my life. And it's also important to see the sort of where experiences we would call trippy or psychedelic arise within us because of something unnameable.